Come closer. Hush now. Listen. Can you hear it? The whisper of the ages on the wind? It is the voice of my kingdom. The voice of Egypt. I am Cleopatra, and though you may know me for my alliances with Rome, for my pearls and my politics, my soul belongs to the black earth of the Nile. You look upon the Great Pyramids, and you see a wonder of your world. But you must understand, even in my time, a time of Caesar and of Antony, these mountains of stone were already ancient. They were born from the mists of history, 2,500 years before I drew breath. They were ancient to me. Imagine that. They were monuments to gods from a time when my own gods were but children. So you ask, how? How did they raise these stairways to the heavens? Forget your stories of whips and chains. That is a Roman barbarity, not the way of my people. The pyramids were not built by slaves. They were built by a nation. They were built with belief. You see, for the old kings, Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, death was not an end. It was a doorway, a journey through the underworld, the duat, to be judged by the gods, and, if worthy, to live forever among the stars. The pharaoh was a god on earth, and his tomb could not be a simple hole in the ground. No, whoa. It had to be a machine for resurrection, a portal between this world and the next. It began with the Nile. Always. Everything in Egypt begins with the Nile. Each year, when the river swelled and flooded our lands, it was a time of rebirth. It was also a time when the farmers could not work their fields. So, they came to Giza. Tens of thousands of skilled men, masons, engineers, artisans. They came to build for their god, their king, their nation. They were paid not in gold, but in bread, in beer, in a purpose that would echo for eternity. But the great limestone blocks from quarries nearby, gleaming white under the sun. But for the king's sacred chamber, they journeyed south to Aswan for granite the color of a sunset. They floated these colossal stones, some weighing more than a war elephant, down the Nile on great barges when the flood was high. It was the river itself that did the heaviest lifting. True genius. The ramps. Scholars in my great library at Alexandria argued over it. Was it one long straight ramp that grew with the pyramid? Or did it spiral around the structure like a serpent? We may never know for certain. But I picture them, men with sun-darkened skin, their muscles straining, pulling the stones into place with a precision that would shame a watchmaker. Perfectly to the cardinal points, so the king's soul could ascend directly to the northern stars that never die. When I took Caesar to see them, even he, a man who thought he commanded the world, fell silent. He stood in their shadow and was, for a moment, humbled. I told him, "You Romans build with brick and concrete for an age. My ancestors built with stone for eternity. Whisper around those golden peaks. Do not just think of kings and gold. Think of the thousands of souls, the bakers, the brewers, the masons, the farmers. Think of the shared belief that moved a mountain. They built more than a tomb. They quarried the very soul of Egypt and gave it a form that time itself cannot erode. They are the eternal proof that what we build with faith can never truly die. Remember this. Remember us.